today, with the release of the Dragon Ball crossover in Fortnite, we got 2 new mythic items, and we're going to be breaking down all the myths related to this. Let's dive right into the first one. Can the Kamehameha mythic item shoot through 7 cars for the 7 balls of Dragon Z? Let's go ahead and test this out, and you guys can see right here that it will blow up every single one. Now, for our second myth, we're going to be seeing if the Kamehameha actually stops fall damage. Now, you guys probably know that when you charge up this mythic item, you get stuck frozen in air. So if I jump from a height that will obviously kill me, will this stop me from taking fall damage as long as I time it correctly? Let's go ahead and test this out by jumping on down, and then right before I hit the ground, going to charge up my Kamehameha. And as you guys can see right there, it shoots it, and I'm protected from the fall damage. So that means you could skybase up into the sky and still save yourself with this mythic item. Now, for the next myth, we've got a pretty standard one, but this one is really just a convenience of life one that everybody should know. This myth is that you can cancel your flight mid-air after you use the Nimbus Cloud mythic. As you guys can see right here, when you hop into air, you're kind of just stuck with the glider, but if you go ahead and left-click again while holding out the Nimbus Cloud, it will cancel your glide animation, and it can save you from some really bad situations. This myth is that the Nimbus Cloud mythic has infinite usages, and this myth is true. The Nimbus Cloud mythic only has a 20-second cooldown timer, but can be used forever. Now, that being said, you're gonna stop using it when you die, so I guess that it does have a cap at some point. It just doesn't have any limit where it will run out of charges in your inventory. Now, this next myth is outside of game, but it's that you can buy the Shenron glider. For those who do not know, you can buy tiers in the Dragon Ball Z Battle Pass, but you cannot buy the Shenron glider because the only way to unlock this dragon is by getting all 7 of the Dragon Balls through the quest line. Now, we're back to the Dragon Ball Battle Pass for this one, and this myth says that the entire Dragon Ball Battle Pass is free, and this myth is true. You can get literally everything in the Battle Pass for free. But the next myth that we have is a big one, and this is that you can get the Dragon Ball Z skins for free, and this is a myth. You need to buy the Dragon Ball Z skins with V-Bucks from the item store, but some of the emotes and special rewards, like the Super Saiyan Blue Goku spray, can only be earned for free through the Battle Pass. The next myth is again about the Dragon Ball Battle Pass, and this myth is that they put the same emote twice accidentally in it, and this myth is false. Now, while the boosting key emote looks a lot like the max rarity one, the charging up emote, they are different because the charging up emote ends, whereas the earlier emote will go on forever and you will continually boost your energy level. Now, the next myth is that Bulma's Dragon Ball crossover house is immune to the Kamehameha mythic item. Basically, since this item is from the Dragon Ball universe, it can't be damaged by its own Dragon Ball mythic items. Let's actually test out and see if this is true. So we're gonna hop up on with the Nimbus Cloud, get a nice view above the house, and then once we're high enough, we're gonna drop on down and start charging up our Super Saiyan mode, and it looks like, oh no, this house is not immune to those effects. It can definitely still get absolutely demolished by this mythic item. This last myth is that you can watch full episodes of Dragon Ball Super in creative mode, and this myth is true. As you guys can see right here in the Discovery tab, there are tons of different episodes that you can select and then load into a game and watch directly in Fortnite. You can even full screen the video, making it seem like you are entirely immersed in your own anime world. Now, for this next myth, we're going to be seeing if the Kamehameha mythic can shoot 200 meters. I know that sounds absolutely absurd, but I've heard that this mythic can actually do it. So let's go ahead and test it out. If we start charging up Kamehameha, and then we start blasting it at the end of this path, did it make it the whole way? And no, it did not. It looks like this range is just short of 200 meters, but it doesn't make it the entire way. Now, for the next myth, we're going to be seeing if the Kamehameha actually is able to one-shot Darth Vader, and we're charging up, and oh my goodness. This thing actually lasers Darth Vader. That is an absolute ton of damage put out in nearly a second. Not even Darth Vader's lightsaber can stop the power of the Dragon Ball Z Mythic. Now, the next myth that we have is that the Charge SMG secretly got a massive buff hidden behind all of the new Mythic items brought with the Dragon Ball update, and this myth is actually true. The Charge SMG's recoil got lowered by so much today, it's not even funny. If you guys remember, when you used to charge up this gun and then fire, you would get kicked back up like this high. But nowadays, when you shoot it after this update, I'm not holding my mouse at all after I let go of left click. That is the amount it moves you back. It's literally nothing. You barely move at all. The recoil has been lowered incredibly significantly, and this is a major buff for the Charge SMG. Now, since we sadly do not have Colombos on the map anymore to test out if the Kamehameha could actually defeat them, can we defeat the Colombo skeleton? Honestly, I do not think this is going to work. I hope it doesn't work, and it does not work. Even though we got some mad explosive effects there, the Colombo skull is invincible, just like the good old Colombos used to be. Now, for the next myth, we're going to be seeing if tornadoes can bend the Kamehameha beam, if the blast will actually be affected by a natural disaster. So let's go ahead and check this out by starting up and winding up our blast. And as you guys can see right here, it looks like no, not even the tornado can stop the power of this mythic item. Now, for the next myth, we're going to be seeing if you can move around more fluidly in water in the newest update. Now, this may or may not be a bug. It still hasn't been confirmed by Epic, but as you guys can see right here, this is what it typically looks like when you're in the water. Your character will just be sitting straight up until you start swimming, and then you will have this animation, and these are the only two ways that you can be in the water. But in the Dragon Ball update, you can now look underwater and fully submerge your character. As you guys can see right here, I'm literally fully underwater. I'm just staring down at the bottom of this lake. And the way that you get this glitch to happen is simply by using a Kamehameha. So once you go ahead and use a Kamehameha in a match, the next time you go into water, you will then be able to control your movement and look however you want to. This could be useful during gunfights because you can hide yourself fairly well under the water. If you're wearing a blue skin, you could honestly blend in fairly well. So a bit of a useful myth to use in game. Now, for the next myth, we're going to be seeing if you can use the Kamehameha while you are mid-air with your glider deployed. Now, for every other item in the game, you cannot use a weapon while you have your glider out. So let's go ahead and drop that item and test this out by jumping on the launch pad, deploying our glider, and it looks like, yes, you can use the Kamehameha while midair, and it does not have to be with the Nimbus Cloud mythic item. Now, the final myth that we have for today's video is that the Kamehameha will bounce off of launch pads. Now, this myth sounds really weird, but think about it. If a player bounces off of it, will a light beam as well? It's worth a shot. So let's go ahead and charge this thing up and see if we can get it to happen. And no, we just obliterated this launch pad off the face of the island. But those have been our top 17 myths surrounding the new Dragon Ball update that got released today in Fortnite. So if you guys did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel, as that would help us out a ton. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.